Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Ecosystem Aces. I'm Chip Rodgers, Chief Partner Officer at WorkSpan, and excited to be joined this morning by Shrutika Purohit. Shrutika, welcome.
Thank you so much, Chip. Thank you for inviting me to this podcast.
Yeah, fantastic. So Shrutika is joining us from India. I'm sorry. I think you're in. Are you in Bangalore?
In Mumbai,
Oh,
in Bombay.
Mumbai this
Yes.
morning. Yeah, that's great. So Shrutika, welcome. Shrutika uh, is with AWS, and I see you're sporting your Amazon shirt this morning. And you have a really interesting role. So you head up the SAP Alliance for with AWS, but working with SAP and SAP partners in India. So anytime SAP is involved in an opportunity or working with customers, and then those partners that a lot of times SI partners that are based in India, then you're involved in those activities. And gosh, I think your background, you were previously you've been with AWS now for I think 2 or 3 years, and then previously with Tech Mahindra and Cloud Data, and so you bring a lot of knowledge to working a lot with SAP.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. 17 years, Chip. It's like I can say now my blood is also blue with working so much with SAP. So yeah, it's almost in 17 years. Started with SAP and taking the journey of SAP, even though not work with SAP, but knows SAP in and out. And yeah, I think that's really great. So first, let me just tell Chip that uh, first of all, thank you so much. And I must say, your effort in creating and sharing such an insightful content about technology across the globe are truly commendable. So let me introduce myself. So I think that will
Thank you.
help all of our viewer to understand. So hi, myself Shrutika Purohit. I'm first and foremost a proud mother and a wife, a mother of 15 years son who is a author as well. If I talk about professional, I had, like Chip has mentioned, like you said, that I had the SAP partner ecosystem in India. With AWS, I'm them from last 2 years. My career journey started with pre-sales, SAP pre-sales business one. I've seen the entire roadmap of SAP from business one by design, SAP ECC, S4 HANA, and now SAP Rise. So before AWS, I was heading global SAP alliances with Tech Mahindra. My KPI was completely selling the SAP licenses. Definitely, I've sold a lot of licenses in APJ as well as most of the part of India as well. In AWS, I'm here from last 2 years. Very interesting profile I'm carrying in AWS. The partnership is just not with SAP, but there is a very interesting power of three, which I call Trident, as in where work with SAP partners, and and definitely the AWS sales team. So there's a very great combination in the market going on from last 3 years, wherein SAP on-prem licenses are moving to cloud. And here my interesting roles come in, where I work with partners, with my field teams, and also an SAP sales executive. So that's wherein the interesting role and responsibility I have. I have completed 2 years with AWS just in November, and yeah, it's very interesting for me. Yeah.
Well, that's been, and I think, Shrutika, that's when you talk about SAP Rise, that's what it's all about, right? Isn't it? It's bringing SAP workloads and SAP technology to the cloud, and AWS is a big part of that.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And Yeah, and that's very interesting stories and examples I'll be giving you across this, and truly that I mean I know SAP is growing hard, and there's so many cloud solutions as well as partner solutions are building. So it's very interesting portfolio going on in the market right now. So much of business I can see moving on to the rise is in factor, and really partners are doing very well. There's so much of business for the partner going on. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's an interesting aspect of things, that which I think is, AWS is talking a lot about today, about the sort of tri-party or multi-party engagement, which is exactly like right in your wheelhouse, because AWS is a platform. SAP has business software, which is for business applications. But then, how do you actually bring it to life? So you're really bringing the services partner in together, to be able to deliver value to the customer. How do you think about that as you're working with those partners?
Yeah. So, see, first of all, partners are growing themselves. So there is a very specific roadmap which SAP has, set up, wherein SAP is calling out to move all the SAP install base customers to all on cloud, right? And there is what when it comes to SAP partners, my role is very clear. I work with all the SAP SIs as well as GSIs, and it was very clear indication that for the existing customer base in India, where more than 4,000 customers are there who are already using ECC, S4 HANA. How and there's what partner play a very very crucial role here, because they are the one who have implemented few years back, right? And these partners, and there are so many partners. If I can call out, there are more than 80, 90 SAP partners in India. Okay, just small partners as well as when you
Mm.
talk about larger GSIs, there are many of them who are aggressively working around it. When it comes to we as in hyperscaler, as in cloud providers, it's our responsibility to support partners. How to to define their clear objective. So I mean, in this case, it's very clear that from last 2 years, when I'm working with partners, I we are very clearly indicating that what is the capability of partners. So at very starting of this year only, we understand that which partner is defining the clear objective, what's their niche area, which industry vertical they are preferred to, and with the help of SAP as well. And there's so much of support we are getting from them as well, that how we can collaborate together and support customer. So there's everything when it comes to partner programs and all. We are it's all to the customer, how we can give a benefit via partner. So it's very unique programs and very unique supportive system we have exclusively for the partners, where they will take and influence the cloud service providers and infrastructure to the SAP customers. So we offer so much of enablement. A lot of partners, we support them in the incentivizing them, support them so much of rise specific SAP rise programs we have for the partners, where they can make a benefit out of it. So it's this is the way how we plan it. And in fact, that's what wherein we are doing so good. I mean, if we talk about the cloud service provider, AWS is right now at the top, one in India at least, who is. And in fact, in APJ we have received this year starting the best hyperscaler award as well. So that's wherein with all the good things happening from last 2 years, and this year we have done a very fantastic job. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's terrific. I think so. That's a interesting. You said 80 partners in India that are just and those all services partners with that are working with SAP.
Yeah, that's a combination of resale as well as implementation partner.
Hmm.
So some of the partners they will resell, some of the partners will have a only implementation capability, will not sell the licenses. But usually we very clearly work with the services partner who are basically have a capability skill sets of SAP and the infrastructure, definitely, because that's wherein customer will get a complete end-to-end solutions. So now this year I was able to work with top 40 partners, including GSIs, where we have
Hmm.
worked on so many RISE deals and supported partners exclusively. And absolutely, we have a programs tied up with partners directly. Yeah.
So are those do you find that the partners are, how are they differentiating themselves with with SAP and with customers? Are they typically around, are they focusing on specific industries and use cases, or specific, horizontal solutions, or how are they sort of making a name for themselves within, but, and I think both for SAP
Yeah.
and for customers as well.
Yeah. So yeah, so every partner has their own skill sets. So like you rightly said that there are a couple of partners who are very good in manufacturing, who are good in retail. So one is definitely SAP capabilities, that that they should provide a robust solutions. They should have an end-to-end implementation methodology, best practices, and also the industry use cases, right? So if you see, if there are, so it's very clear in India, it's very two set of categories are there. One, a smaller SIs. When we talk about smaller SIs, they play a very niche area. So some of the
Mm.
SIs will, like, so for example, I'll take an example of one of the very good SAP partner of mine, Aonex Digital. They're India based partner. They are very very good in manufacturing. So they have most of the customers where they work, they have delivered a very good implementation services for the manufacturing set of customers. And
Yeah.
in fact, they do have a solutions. So like you so it's very common that, especially in India, if you see, SAP is not 100%, like, they cannot implement. There is a wide spaces in the market, and there is what the partner role comes into the play. They create the solution as per the customer requirement, right? So there is a
Mm.
white space. So that's wherein so many of I've seen partners, they build their own solutions which help, to get to get that white spaces delivered and support customer, right? So definitely there is a very three pillars when it comes to partner capability. One, SAP, definitely, and second is the cloud infrastructure. So
Hmm.
highlighting the scalability and flexibility, partners should have the skill set of infrastructure. That's very very important, and that's wherein we support partners with all set of trainings, enablement, all types of and very important, we make sure the partner is SAP competency partners. So when I
Mm.
talk about Aonex, they are absolutely SAP competency partner. So they have to go through all the checks and balances of their skill set. They have to do the trainings. They have to have best practices when it comes to the AWS, as in infra part of it. And definitely the third pillar is the partner solution. And we, like hyperscalers or OEMs, they always encourage partners to build their own solutions, right, on the platforms, like, SAP have their own. They provide a business technology platform. That's something, SAP called out. If partner wanted to build their own solutions, that's where in the co build innovation comes into the picture. It's so AWS, it's just not SAP we are selling, SAP Rise, but it is beyond that. That's the main differentiation we are making from the other CSPs, because it's just not Rise, but it is Rise plus other SAP non-SAP components, or Gen AI solutions, or there is a supply chain. If there is a solutions partner has created, they can put on the SAP, AWS marketplace also, right? So these are some of the collaborative things which is tied together. and offer to the customer. So if right now what is working in the market is customer is looking forward for the innovation. They are looking forward for the a, a roadmap. They're just not looking for moving to the cloud. The
Mm-hmm.
customers in India, I have seen, they are very, very talented. They're, I mean, the technology, each and every customer I have like interacted, a small, large customer, they have a roadmap of 5 years. They're just not looking for lift and shift. They're looking for extreme and beyond technologies, that IoT is there, Gen AI is there. So many things are there. I mean, I've seen customers are really very, 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 on if you talk about technology, they're more smarter than what we offer, right? So that's something I've seen. I mean, a couple of time when I interact with customers, like, is this possible? Give me this. That is so. I can sense that they're really very. I mean, they have a crew to explain what's the technology. So that's wherein partner ecosystem comes in. Yeah.
Well, I love this co-innovation concept that where and it sounds like what's happening is that partners are, they're solving a problem for a customer, but then it turns out that, as they're building this, that there are application across other customers as well. Are they typically then sort of productizing those solutions and bringing them to market in that way, or is
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
kind of, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we talk about joint solutions and all, absolutely, there are a couple of solutions which partner, some of the niche partner, they can, and there are some of the programs which we provide to co-innovate, right?
Mm,
And they can, definitely they will have to take some permission from customers, or if they have to create their own IP, they can absolutely do it and put it on the marketplace. In
yeah.
fact, SAP also have their own store, right, wherein partners create their own solution. They certified it, and they put on the store so that other customers can buy. So there are many such solutions. Like I have taken example of Aonix. They have a very wonderful solutions on supply chain, which is absolutely a white space in the market where SAP do not have. I mean, there was no solution, so they went and created that solutions, and they packaged it. They packaged it, and now they can plug and sell that solutions to other customers also. So joint solution building is absolutely a next game wherein partnership comes in, right? So being into the alliances and partnership game, I have seen this works so well, because here is what partner can create the differentiation in the market. So there is so
Yeah.
much competition going on, right? How is a partner A different from partner B? And what
Hmm.
is that? I mean, what is the partner A is offering to the customer, which B cannot, or B has some other things? And definitely there are two three pillars I have seen, which is one is customer will see whether partner is capable or not, they do have use cases or not. Second, absolutely, that is there any other solutions which partner is bringing on the table. If there is anything which I want, if customer is feeling that, okay, I wanted to have some other, this feature is not there, I wanted to build this feature, is partner have a capability to co-build that solution for customer, right? So, and we as a cloud provider, we encourage partner to leverage all of these skill set, to leverage the industry experts. We support them. In fact, we do have our own solution architect, we do have our own programs where partners can get benefit out of it. And also we do support partners to build POCs and help them to create if required. So that's all type of supports has been given, and that's wherein we want our partner to grow, right? So that's when I have seen couple of partners of mine who have 2 years back what they were doing, and now they are like 3x revenue they have doing, and they are doing pretty well, and they have grown very well. I mean, the type of support they are getting from us, in fact the incentivization, that's funding support we provided to partner, so that
Hmm.
helped them to take a decision in the market. and help them to build a portfolio out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's terrific. And so how do I mean, just, phenomenal. Partners are doubling their growth just based on building joint solutions. How are you, how do those partners work with the sales team? What is your role in that? As they've developed a solution, they want to bring it to market. These partners really well. The sales team may not know so well, and there are these specializations. So, how do you help with that sort of co-selling process where a customer comes along? Hey, this could be a really good partner to fit in that scenario.
Yeah. So many times what happens that, especially in the RISE cases, so since I'm managing most of the RISE customers and partners,
Hmm.
doing it. So whenever if any partner have their own solution built, and if there is a customer specific, industry specific customers like manufacturing and so by selling, so by packaging, so RISE is definitely, everything has been controlled by SAP right now. That's what happened, and we as a cloud provider, we can only support customer to take a call on the right cloud service provider choice, right? So that's something customer has to take a choice.
Yeah.
But in this case, partner plays a very very important role to influence what is right, right? So whenever customer wanted to take a, for example, there is a customer A who is on ECC and they wanted to move to RISE, and they are working with partner to understand the roadmap. So at that time, we always tell partners that you should just not talk about SAP RISE, but you should talk about beyond that. So is there any other solutions? So if you have any other specific solution, plug into your proposal. So it's just not RISE, plus you are getting this, plus we have this expertise. So all the package. So customer is always looking forward for end to end, partner who is able to deliver end to end solution, right from product to implementation services,
Mhm.
the solutions which they have already inbuilt, and they see that where I'm getting a profit, and where I can get the better TCO, where I can take a decisions, right decisions, because now it's a competition, right? It's a heavy competition going into the market. Then all of the cloud providers wanted to be in that game, right? So to make differentiation, we make sure that partner position themselves with a right solutions, while presenting to the customer at the time of technical discovery session. So that's wherein it helps, and there are a couple of cases where it helped very well, where we have just given a complete roadmap to the customer, and we won larger projects in that case. And usually what happened, that it's very very three-way communication. So partner sales team, my sales team, SAP sales team will have to be a collaboration. So it's a very interesting, like I
Mm.
mentioned in my very starting discussion, it's a power of three. So
Yeah.
it's absolutely a power of three, where we need to collaborate, and as me as an specialist, I have to make sure that this collaboration has happened at very early stage. So the deals which we have won is basically where we have entered in the deal very early stage, and we created a proper strategy around it, and that's wherein the tools helps, right? The tools like Salesforce, the tools like WorkSpan. So these all tools helps very well to make the collaboration happen. So if then opportunity is going on, the sales teams are on the field, the connections has happened, and on the field the requirement is set. So
Yeah.
that's the success story I've seen this year, and where it helped very well for me, wherein the field team were connected very well. So yeah.
Yeah, that's important. I think it's, in a way, when you're working with partners, it's like you may have a virtual account team internally with your own company, but industry specialists, product specialists, that are not that you sort of bring in on a specific opportunity, but why not extend that virtual account team to your partners? So bring in the sales team from the cloud provider, bring in the sales team from SAP, and get everybody aligned and bringing their influence to the opportunity to really both
Absolutely.
influence and also capabilities and all that together.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So Shrutika, let's talk a little bit about measurement. I'm curious. You're working with a lot of partners. How are you measuring your those partners? How do you track and say, hey, this is how you're doing? And then I'm also curious about how you're measured as well. Like, what are your goals in working with all these partners?
Yeah. So absolutely, I mean that's a great question, interesting question as well for me. So my KPI is absolutely on the dollar value of SAP Rise, right? So and partner origination definitely. So that's the main part where I lead it, and so by the way, this year I have done my numbers, so so I can see you can see my happy face. So
Congratulations.
yeah, so basically, yeah, and very very clear number we get at the very starting of the year, and yeah, and so I manage, so before I used to manage only 25 partners, then now it's moved to 35, 40 partners. Very very structured way of measurement is there at the very starting of the year. All the partner development managers, they have a role to create a business plan, so they
Hmm.
will support me to get the numbers for SAP. So every partner will call out that, okay, this year I'll be doing this number, and and on top of that, we so I will support them with my team to create a demand generation, to plan around a demand generation, to support them to create a pipeline, right?
Hmm.
So that's the very very important part, wherein the first 4 months I support partners to run a lot of events, webinars, or there is any other customer roundtable they wanted to do. So they have to call out, the every partner have to call out, okay, I have to do 4 events with AWS and SAP jointly, and I make sure it's very very important, since it's a power of three. In each of my events, SAP is there, so SAP, AWS, and partner, and I
Hmm.
call it partner led events. So all of my events are happen partner led, where partner lead it. So that's wherein the partner will take a responsibility to create a pipeline. Okay, so once the pipeline has been generated, then the next step is they have to put all the qualified pipe into the Salesforce. So SFDC, we manage it, and it's absolutely important that every opportunity has to be entered into the system.
Hmm.
And from there, automatically the game started, where sales team will connect with the partner. Each of the opportunity, the sales AM will be there from AWS side. I make sure that I connect with SAP A's also many of the times, that if there is an opportunity going on, what's it, what help you need, how can we do this together. So and my job is always there to make a marriage between one and with each other. So that's the something interesting thing I do. And yeah, I mean, and every time if you talk about SAP Rise, the sales cycle is 3 to 4 months, right? Because anyways customer has to move to cloud, so it's easy for us to work around it. So we calculate it's 3 to 4 months of timeline of sales cycle. And yeah, so and partner close the deal and launch it. We support partner in all type of programs, benefits. We have a dedicated solution architect of SAP who will support them. And that's something will get partner all the benefits. In terms of KPIs, yes, every partner will take certain number, and will work around it. Just not the dollar value number they have, but yes, apart from that, success stories if they wanted to do. So marketing
Hmm.
support I did. So I make sure that they do influence in the marketing side also by doing some success stories, case studies, videos, and all. So that type of support also get. So yeah, so all the way we do have our own systems where all the trackers are done, as in we do have a partner summits and all in that. The top partners are always call out who do a good, and they got rewards, they get the awards as well. So so that's something is ongoing process. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Gosh. And I love how you sort of put it all within the context of an entire go-to-market, right? And the original planning.
Yeah.
So goals have to be a part of, have to be in context of the plan that you set up at the beginning of the year. And I know you're all going through, OP1, OP2 at this point, and so there's a lot going on getting ready for 2025. Shrutika, this has been fantastic. Maybe I'll just ask one last question. If there's anything that you've picked up along the way that you would want to give as advice for other partner managers that this has helped you in your the work that you're doing for AWS now, and you have a lot of balls you're juggling in the air at any time. So any piece of advice that you'd want to give?
One thing I'll tell that there's a lot of, so as a PDM, as a partner development specialist, I've seen that there's always a fight. We have to manage. There is one opportunity in many partners, so that's always a situation, and it's a very very difficult situation. Many time partners also ask us that, see, we have bought this opportunity to you first, so how are you going to manage? Are you going to support? So, and in most of the cases, it has happened. There are, if for one opportunity, there are four partners in that at that time. One thing which helped me a lot is tools. Definitely we have to have all the tracks, make sure the systems are updated,
Hmm.
to use some of the tools like I mentioned, like WorkSpan. I have used WorkSpan, so I know that there's so much of good. You get to know the opportunity stage, you get to know, what is happening. And very important, even though we are a partner manager, but we have to have the sales angle. We should be on the field. So until
Yeah.
unless we are on the field, you will not understand. It's just not, you cannot just have a transition job. There has to be a sales connect and there has to be a field. So I mean, one advice is that tools, and definitely be on the field, and that helps a lot to make the decisions, and also to make your numbers at the end of the day.
And congrats on making your numbers.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Well done. Shrutika,
Yeah.
thank you so much for taking some time and sharing so many really interesting sort of deep dive into the partnership world between AWS, SAP, and services partners in India. It's been fantastic. I really appreciate you taking all this time.
Thank you so much, Chip. It was absolutely fun to have this podcast, and thank you so much, and good luck.
Fantastic. So thank you, Shrutika, and thank you all for joining. And I will say, we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.